It's the 63rd Motocross of Nations in Italy. Certainly not the team of 23 years ago when we had O'Mara, Johnson, and Bailey who absolutely dominated the competition the last time that it was in Italy. This team consists of Tedesco, Dungey, and Weimer, and they're here to get it done for Team USA and hopefully win for the 20th time in the MX of the Nations in Italy. For sure, many people were thinking that we sent our B team again, just like in 1982 when they said we sent the B team and had no chance. But let me tell you, with the help of Roger DeCoster, overlooking the riders to make sure that their scores were good, we have an opportunity no matter what the team. As we await the start of Moto number 1, which is the MX1 and MX2 class, which is open bikes in the MX1 and 250 bikes in the MX2, which means that we have Dungey and Weimer in this moto. Two big questions. How will Weimer do against the best 250 riders in the world? And how will Dungey perform on the 450s against the best that they have? Well, right out of the gate, it's Caroli on number 13. Whoa, do you think that those Italian people are going crazy right now? But here's the deal. Doesn't take Mr. Reed too long to get by Caroli. But I'll tell you what, the race is on now, and it's going to be a good one. We got Caroli and Reed, and right back there running in the number 3 position, we've got the U.S. Ryan Dungey. Well, as sure as I said Dungey in the number 3 spot, here comes a Spanish rider, Campano, and he makes the move on Dungey to take over that number 3 spot. Love this track, 20, 30 foot wide everywhere. All this dirt was hauled into this natural bowl-looking area, drawing 90,000 people for the 2-day event. And how about Caroli working on Reed to take the lead? Man, if this is on the first lap, whew, what are we in for the rest? So far, it's looking good. Dungey sitting back there still in that number 3 spot. I'm sure if I know Roger DeCoster, he'd just go in 3rd place. Don't press it. Don't fall. Be smart. Sit back there. Wait for them to make a mistake, and if they don't, guess what? We're still looking pretty good going in. With the points that we're going to have, it's going to be just fine. All we got to do is get the other riders to perform. Somewhere back there in the back, while we're watching the beginning of this, is Weimer. Weimer back there just doing what he needs to do to try and get the job done in that 250 class. But meanwhile, this race continues. Oh, we got the number 19 bike in the number 3 spot. That would be Carlos Campano from Spain, doing a very good job in the MX1 class, holding down that number 3 position. as we get 4 laps completed in the race, it's still Caroli, followed close by Chad Reed. Chad keeps trying to do the triple headed into that roller section, while Caroli only does the double. There doesn't seem to be too much gain. Too much gain? Well, he gains about a bike length. That certainly helps. But Caroli, he just keeps finding those places to pull away. It seems like every time Caroli makes a mistake, Reed catches up, then Reed makes a mistake, and Caroli gets away again. A little different choice of lines here, but this race is a long way from being over. Well, it looks like Caroli has decided that triple is a better idea than the double, and, well, it was pretty obvious. Reed didn't make the gain that he did the other laps going through there, so looks like that triple's a little bit faster. Definitely different choice of lines here with inside-outside. The Italian fans, well, they're loving it. Why not? They got their guy out front. That's 1 point. You got Chad Reed running the number 2 spot. He's going to get 2 points. Oh, by the way, it's the lowest score that determines for the overall. And we got Ryan Dungey running back in 3rd place. So the way the points are, 1, 2, 3, that's pretty close if we're talking about the open class. What about Weimer? Weimer's running back there somewhere. We haven't had a look at him much yet. He went by one time. But as far as where he's running, we'll pick up on that later. Right now, we got a great battle going for the lead here. I guess the question is, can this Caroli guy hang on till the end of the moto? Or is Chad Reed sitting back there waiting? You know what? Looking at these two guys riding, I don't think Chad Reed's waiting. I think Chad's giving it everything he's got. And he's probably a little surprised at Caroli and how tough this guy is. Well, as the laps are winding down, we still got the top three pretty much staying the same. But we've got this number 40 rider, Silva, from Brazil in the number 4 spot, putting in a very fine ride. But it looks like also we have Weimer. Weimer is now running in 11th place overall, and he would be the 4th of the 250 class. So that would mean that we would get a 3 for the MXoN class and 11th for the 250 class if it finished that way right now, which would send us into the second moto with a total of 14 points. Chad Reed, he keeps trying everything he possibly can, and it seems like that's the one corner that he keeps having the golden opportunity. He seems to be able to go in there and get on the inside, but he doesn't have the momentum coming out of the turn, so he can't seem to make the pass. But of all the places on the racetrack, that's the one that he always closes up. Of course, there is an option. Probably wouldn't fare out too well with the Italian fans, but he certainly had the opportunity in that corner a couple of times when he got in there to just sort of take Caroli and put him outside the racetrack somewhere. But I don't think he'd have a very good time the rest of the day or the rest of the days that he was in Italy, so I think that's probably a bad idea. Chad Reed, oh so close. He keeps closing in, but he can't seem to seal the deal. However, this could be interesting. This is probably the closest that he's been coming into this section that he seems to like pretty well. So we got Caroli going out. No, Caroli, instead of going outside, decides to go inside while Chad goes outside, and everything he had gained, he loses. I guess that inside line wasn't too bad. Well, I don't know. I guess the outside line wasn't too bad either, because Caroli was able to stretch the lead that time. Gee, Chad's got to be hating life. Right now, Chad's just going, man, what do I got to do to catch this guy? And now he's gotten away from me because he decided to change his line in that corner. Well, it's Ryan Dungey still in that number 3 position, can't seem to gain any ground, while the battle still goes on for the number 1 spot. Oh, and here's Jake Weimer. I was wondering if that camera guy was ever going to get a shot. Oh, camera guy, by the way, that's me. There is Jake Weimer. So we finally get a look at Jake Weimer. He's still running back in that number 4 spot in the 250 class. And 11th overall, so we're still looking at a 14-point total going into the second moto if it stays this way. Let's go, Jake Weimer, buddy. You need to pick up a couple of places here. Okay, here's the way the Motocross of Nations works. Each rider runs 2 races. One in the 500 class, which would be the MX1. One in the 250 class, which would be the MX2. And one in a 250 or on a 250 or a 450, and that would be the open class. You get a choice to ride whatever you want. The points are tallied. First place, 1 point. Second place, 2 points, 3, and so on down the line. Then, the way it goes is we get to throw out 1 moto. So the worst race that we have, the worst score we have, we can throw that out. that tally is where we will go for the overall. So Weimer running back in that number 4 spot, 250 class, pretty respectable. Biggest thing, don't take any unnecessary chances and don't crash. You always have a chance to come back and put in a little better performance in the second moto, because that 4th place could be very valuable. Again, this race still goes on for the number 1 place. We got Caroli and Reed at this point has got to be frustrated. Caroli, well, I'm thinking that he's happy. I'm knowing that the Italian fans are happy. And Chad Reed, well, I'm sure he's thinking, let's get this one over. I just want to get to my second moto so that I can show you that I can change this around a little bit. Well, at the finish, it's for sure, it's Chad Reed and Caroli with Ryan Dungey in that number 3 spot. Oh, what about Jake Weimer? Well, he moved up to 8th place, so that's looking pretty good. Now we get to go into the next moto with 11 points. USA is looking pretty good at this point.
Bene Tony, una bella vittoria. Davide Guarneri si è difeso, ora tocca a te, mi raccomando, insomma, facci godere, facci urlare, facci vedere questo.
As we await the start of the MX2 and Open Class Moto, the question is, what is Tedesco going to do? How is he going to prevail? And what about Weimer? Can he hang on for another top 3? Can he even win the 250 class? Well, that remains to be seen. We've got the number 6 bike of Paulin from France. We've got the number 24 bike of Calm from New Zealand. And the number 3 of Ivan Tedesco from the U.S. Good start for Ivan. And Jake Weimer running in the top 10 in the 250 class. Well, Tedesco didn't waste too much time staying back there in 3rd place. As a matter of fact, not only has he moved up to second, well, that was kind of sketchy. Not only did he move up to 2nd, he was thinking about going for 1st place before he completes this first lap. I'm sure he doesn't like the roost coming off of that 450 in front of him. Anyway, Ivan Tedesco trying to make a run and take over that number 1 spot to give the USA only 1 more point toward the championship. Michael Byrne clips another rider in midair, and this is not a good place. This is a very big jump, blind to the riders. Maybe one of the biggest airtime jumps on the racetrack, and Byrne is obviously hurt. He must have knocked himself unconscious. Oh, flaggers. Yeah, finally they get him out of the way, moved over. But this is definitely one of the worst places you can possibly crash. Oh, what a bummer for Weimer. Running in the top 10. Fronting washes out down in the sand and loses 6 or 7 positions. Boy, this is going to hurt in the final results. Meanwhile, the top runners come around for another lap. Yellow flag still waving. A couple of riders still laying alongside of the racetrack. Fortunately, both of them look like they're going to be okay. Tedesco still in that number 2 position. Can't seem to make the move and close the deal for that number 1 spot. Wow, this isn't going to help the U.S. While Tedesco's up in the number 2 spot, that's good. Weimer, he's dropped somewhere out of the top 20 overall and way back in the 250 class. Well, as the moto continues on, it's still Palin out front with Tedesco in second. Kind of looks and reminds me a little bit of that first moto where Reed was trying to put that move on and just couldn't seem to make anything happen on Caroli. They seem to have found a pace that both of them it's the same. Nobody can gain, nobody loses, just kind of stays in the same place the whole time. Well, what about Weimer? Well, Weimer, I'm sure he's hating life right about now. He's somewhere back there, but whoa, how far back? At this point, it really doesn't make any difference. I'm thinking this will probably be their throwaway moto. So here's what I'm thinking right about now. I'm thinking probably what DeCoster's thinking and probably what Tedesco's thinking. That is, sit right here, don't take any chances. If Colin makes a mistake, we can close up on him. If not, we carry 2 more points into the final moto. 2 more points going into the final moto. That takes us in there with 13 points, and we're looking pretty good going to the last race with 13 points. We say 13 if he finished there. And, of course, we're probably going to throw out this moto that Weimer has because 25, probably not going to be very good or somewhere back in there. Well, it appears as though while we were focusing on the leader and watching what he was doing for laps, all of a sudden Ivan Tedesco has trouble. Ivan Tedesco loses second place to the Italian rider on bike number 15. This is not good. The Italians, well, not good. The Italians have had some good runs. They run one moto. Oh boy, are the Italians getting excited? Yeah, I would say that the place is about to go crazy. When you pass the, oh, and he got him on the last lap. So instead of the 13 points we were talking about going into the final moto, the U.S. will be going in with 14 points.
Sei stato forte, andavi a 2,80. Bellissima, io e Antonio speriamo di far arrivare qualcosa all'Italia. Ti voglio bene e vi vogliamo bene tutti! Della 63esima edizione Red Bull Motocross of Nations 2009.
Well, it looks like we got the number 19 bike of Carlos Campano of Spain pulling the whole shot. And the number 4 bike would be the French rider. And it looks like Ryan Dungey got him a much better start in this second moto than he did in the first one. This could be interesting to see how long it takes. Well, it doesn't seem like it took him too long. We got Steven Ramones running up there on the other Suzuki. And Ryan Dungey has moved into the number 2 spot already. So let's see what Ryan Dungey can do in this moto. So what about Chad Reed? Well, he ended up laying on the ground right off of the start, so he's got a long way to go to get up to the front. And I'm certain he's not too happy right now. After not even qualifying for his little go-kart main event on Friday, now he lays on the ground in the second moto after not winning the first moto. Boy, I know that he is not a happy camper. And what about Ivan Tedesco? Well, he's running somewhere in the top 12 after not such a good start, but we're looking pretty good with Ryan Dungey running the number 2 spot, Tedesco running the number 12 spot, and I'm sure he won't be there long. As I say that, it appears as though he's got himself actually 2 riders right there, so that should put Tedesco somewhere right up into the top 10 right at this moment.
Lontana ma con il cuor di leone il P19 che nonostante turra e a testa bassa ancora ad inseguire Barragan che corre in solitario di Monteggi, Ramon Fossa Simpson e andiamo a vedere poi David Picaranza la inseguita di Santos e si
This moto is any one of 4 riders to win. At this point, we have the number 19 of Campano of Spain, the number 1 Suzuki of Dungey from the USA in second, closely followed by the number 9 of Steven Ramones of Belgium, and the number 4 of Nicolas Urban from France, holding down the number 4 spot. And we still have several laps to go. Well, it looks like Ryan Dungey, and he did. Ryan Dungey made the pass. Number 1 spot for the USA. Another single point headed toward our total. Things are looking good for the USA. We got Ryan Dungey in first and Ivan Tedesco running in the top 10, and I believe Tedesco may have worked up to 8th place by now. So things are looking pretty good, I'd say, for the U.S. team, as long as everything keeps going the way it is.
E sì, è rimasto poco di spazio tra Strossar e Lucato Spada con costretto al ritiro in guai più il Sudafrica, sempre sesta, ma c'è poco da fare. Gran Bretagna 55, quarta posizione, il podio è irraggiungibile. Comunque David può togliersi e deve togliersi la soddisfazione, ha già fatto l'impossibile, sta continuando a farla, e lì ha girato ancora 2 secondi, più veloce di Frossano, è pronto per andare a raccogliere la scia della Francese. Il faut chercher cette dérive, ensuite Steven, c'est un énorme challenge, il va être encore qui continue plus là.
Ryan Dungey moves up to the 450 class. Smooth, just unbelievably nice kid, good, smooth, strong ride. What more can you ask for? And I think Suzuki has made a good choice putting this boy in the 450 class, because I think he's going to be a contender in 2010. Love to watch this boy ride.
So there they go, check out Willie McKenzie's fighting through the positions. USA 22, France 29, Belgium 39, then Germany and Great Britain on 54 each in 4th position. After that, Italy and Australia.
A Steven Frossard. Ragazzi, forse non vinceremo, ma ci siamo e come. Non vediamo nella nostra posizione. Forse è già passato. Lo è passato. Allez, les messieurs, merci à tous les pour Steven Frossard. Et qui se rapproche maintenant des équipes.
And he guess he's moved up another position. It is David Philippas, the hometown boy in the green shirt this time. He's moved up into 4th place, but it's Ryan Dungey leading his team home at the moment. USA still on 22 from France 29. Dungey leading over, so get behind him at the moment. USA though still leading with Ryan Dungey at the front. France is still second, Belgium 3, but then it's France. Team GB are in 4th in front of Belgium. We have 6 minutes plus 2 laps to go, and Team USA are headed towards the title once again. God bless America.
Allora attenzione intanto, Reed 11°, andiamo a vedere lassù cosa succede, dov'è il gruppo di testa, David 20 metri, 18 metri.
Well, while Ryan Dungey does an excellent job holding down the number 1 spot, it seems as though Stephen Ramones has moved up to the number 2 spot. And more good news for the USA, Ivan Tedesco looks like he could be in the number 7 spot right now. Things are looking real good with only a lap or 2 left to go at the Motocross of Nations 2009 in Italy. Well, with Ryan Dungey coming across first and Ivan Tedesco moving up to 7th, it looks as though the USA has clinched the Motocross of Nations again with 22 points. France ends up 2nd with 30, Belgium 39 points, Germany 55 points, that would be tied with Great Britain with 55 points, Italy 59, and Australia comes in 7th with 73 points. Many were saying that we sent our B team to the Motocross of Nations. Well, congratulations, B team, because you did a fine job.
Dalla squadra terza classificata consegna il trofeo della terza squadra classificata, l'assessore allo sport della regione Lombardia, il signor Piersanni. MXoN Italy, Stati Uniti! vantaggio in questo caso per la squadra vincitrice consegnata dalle mani del presidente della commissione motocross, mister Wolfgang Strand, che la consegna ai nostri promotori. Grande comunque il grande l'impegno della maglia azzurra. Enzi Giancarlo, affermo, inizierà la rivincita per poi andare di nuovo ad indossare la maglia azzurra dei caschi rossi, e lì davvero vorremmo finalmente riconquistare quello che quest'anno ci è sfuggito davvero per poco. Fortunatamente Tony non si è fatto male, fortunatamente abbiamo campioni che anche l'anno prossimo potranno dare battaglia, e quindi credo che non ci sia altro da aggiungere. Ciao a tutti, naturalmente a Roby, e grazie